Okay, here we go again. Oh man, trying to get going in the ballast here. So we're leaving this milepost 7 area behind. I'm just trying to look and see if I missed something, but again, it's impossible. If something's down there, the only way you're gonna see it is maybe in the springtime when everything's flattened down and there's no leaves, because it's just a mess. All right, so we're moving ahead here. We've got to stop. We're on our way to Octopus Lake, where there was a station, but there's a stop before we get to there, and it's coming up shortly. Just still scanning for that milepost marker. All right, so what I'm going to do is going to zip you ahead a little bit until we get to that stop. All right, so our next point of interest is right up here. My sweet Jesus, my legs are killing me. So what we have is this is, I believe, Octopus Creek, because I think it flows into Octopus Lake and then the creek continues, Octopus Creek continues on the other side of the lake. So what we have here is, you can see the marker. So we have a fairly large diameter concrete culvert that we're going to drop down and take a look at. All right, so we've made our way down below the grade. We're kind of on a side angle here. This is as close as we can get in terms of the side angle. You can see that it's a fairly large diameter concrete culvert. I think it's about a 6-footer. I'll double check on my profile map with that. You can see that a good chunk of the culvert is exposed. You probably can't see it on the camera, but there's all kind of sediment that's sort of plugged up inside the culvert. What we're going to do is we're going to work our way on top of the culvert and take a look from there. All right, so we've made our way on top of the culvert. You can see there is some damage. This front piece, or this initial piece here, is displaced. So between the first and the second segments. So here you can see all the sediment that I was talking about that has plugged up the culvert. And you can see through to the other side. This is probably it is the beaver. Nobody else would do all of this material here to plug up the culvert. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go take a look at what's going on the north side. All right, so we've made our way down here on the north side. So you can see the north end of the culvert. Looks in pretty good shape. I can't really see too much. I can't get close just by the nature of the creek here. Again, you can see a little bit better the diameter of the culvert. And there's a flow of water. Again, probably less than there should be with the beaver work on the other side. Okay, so we're going to hop up on the grade and just continue our westward journey here. All right, here we go. Whew. I just stopped there for the culvert and I was like, I could hardly talk because I was like gasping. I'm not in super top shape, but I don't sit on the couch. I ride my bike, I walk. Oi, try to find some better spot here. Whew. All right, let's zoom you ahead a little bit here. So just enjoy enjoy Northern Ontario here. Enjoy Greenstone while I enjoy the breeze. We have a little rock cut here, not particularly big, not particularly high. See, it's on both sides. Just a little bitty one, 3-4 feet. I have a feeling if Luna could talk, she'd be like, you know, when you driving, well, if you have kids, driving with your kids and they're like, hey, speed up. You know that song when you were a kid? Hey, bus driver, speed up a little bit. Probably telling me to speed up. Grade's a little more open here. It's nice. Ballast is not fun, but it's not terrible either. Nice, nice breeze. Whew. So one of the things you'll notice here, sort of indicative of the terrain, the trees that are growing up alongside the grade, and we've pointed this out on numerous occasions in other places. So these trees here are tamaracks. So you can see the needle. They're a type of coniferous tree, but the needles are really soft. The tamarack, which is a species of larch, I'll put the scientific name up on the screen. They're one of the few coniferous trees that actually shed their needles. So that's one of the reasons why they're so soft, because they regrow every year. So in the fall time, they it's kind of late. It's later than a lot of the other trees. They turn this brilliant shade of yellow. It's spectacular to see. There's sections where I've gone through in the fall time and the color is just amazing. So they'll turn bright yellow and then they'll drop their needles. So kind of a neat little thing. That's today's science lesson, kids. As I tell my students all the time, well, you can't see my face, but I'm more than just a pretty face. Not only do I teach history, I teach geography too, so got to wear a lot of different hats. All right, so right up in front of us is milepost 8, so the marker is still standing, and Noah's hanging out right there. So this is Octopus Lake. And this is the beginning. In a second here, we're going to start the siding here at Octopus Station. I don't know the origins of the name. If I ever find out, I'll put it on my website. So there's a link to the description for Octopus Station, and I'll throw that in there. So this is the lake here. Another just sort of like a little bit of a sort of glacial lake here, kind of a little pond almost. So there you can see the milepost marker. So here's the start of the siding, and I'll talk about the siding very shortly. Whew. I'll do that in the next segment. So here's milepost 8. So again, that is the mileage on the Kinghorn subdivision. You can see it's very, very faded. You can barely make out the 8. So again, that's the mileage on the Kinghorn subdivision. So for the original line, the Canadian Northern Longlac subdivision, what we have to do is we have to subtract the, add the 100.8 miles, and so that becomes 108.8. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to hold up here for a second, and then we're going to do our last stretch here. So we've got a 1 mile stretch that's basically going to take us from here all the way to our destination.